Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Goatlocker Retro Cup Series presented by Valvoline. Welcome to Rebel Racing Network, and tonight we are at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the 87 cars for the World 100. And I'm your host, Eddie Smith, and I got with me tonight the Sweatstein, Sam Wetstein. How you doing today, Sam?
Oh, fantastic, Eddie. It's a lot more comfortable up here than it is driving that car.
Well, no doubt about that. It sure is easy to watch them versus driving them. But tonight, I think we're really excited. We got about 34 drivers here tonight in the field, and it's sure gonna be a fun race. So, like I said, tonight at the World 100, 75 laps, unlimited tires, one faster pair, and a whole lot of white knuckle, Sam. So. Going to be fun. We're going to have a blast. Qualifying is almost over, about 30 seconds left in qualifying, and then we'll get right into the grid. We're going to up the track facts for Charlotte Motor Speedway. 1.5-mile quad oval, banking 24 degrees. Track record 198 miles an hour, and the most wins, of course, is Jimmy Johnson with 8, who owned this track for most of his career. So, gonna be exciting. Last season, Brandon Wallace was able to take home this victory with a tire-saving strategy. So tires are going to be extremely important, and I think we're going to see that tonight. Well, qualifying is over, so let's bring up the grid. We got a lot of cars to go through. I'll take the grid, Sam, just because it's going to be hard for you to see them. But we'll jump right in, and you know what? I've seen this before. Ronnie Osber on pole, and he is going to be our Chuck Peg Leg pole winner tonight. Ronnie Osber on the pole with a 32.247. Andy Kurtz on the outside of the front row. Close behind row 2 is Jared Reed, and outside of him, Garrett Kinder. Row 3, Ryan Pendleton with a great qualifying effort. Stephen Gibson on the outside of row 3. Row 4, Patrick Drabick and Dakota Camper. Row 5, Steve Loving and Mike Hasty. Row 6, Daniel Cunningham and Matt Telder. Travis Bieber in the Valvoline Chevy Monte Carlo starting in 13th. Outside of him is the Ariel Font Company Monte Carlo Brandon Wallace. Row 8, Tyler Rice and Mickey Isaac. Vernon Reese in the 66 machine, and outside of him is Dave Jones. Row 10, Ray Page and Cindy Taylor. Row 11, Matt Clement and Keith King Taylor. Row 12, Hemi Gherardini and William Griffith. William got his first win in the ARCA series the other night, so I know he's looking to add yet another win on his resume. Aaron Sayer starting 25th. Alex V starting 26th. Row 14, Mike Steffen and Phil Hitman Monzo. Starting 29th, Todd Schott and Gene Watkinson, Mean Gene. Jason Warren and Jonathan Cofield rounding out our field, I believe. Oh, nope, sorry. Josh Oswalt, Jonah Colbert starting 33rd and 34th. Sorry about that, guys. Looks like they're starting in the back tonight.
Yeah, those final 4 cars didn't even qualify tonight, so they volunteered to start in the back and work their way through the melee.
Well, I tell you what, it's going to be wild and crazy, and those guys are going to be coming up through the field. I'm excited to see some of those guys. I know they probably belong towards the front, and so they are going to have their work cut out for them. But you know what? This series is all about fun, having a good time, and those guys are going to have a lot of fun making it up through the field. So we got a couple of awards to give out tonight, Sam, so you need to be on the lookout for it. We got, of course, the Mr. Irrelevant Award. We got the P&J Hard Luck Award and the Best Paint tonight. So be on the lookout for your paint schemes that you see, and if you're in chat, go ahead and call them out, and we'll let let everybody kind of have a say in it, and then we'll call it out towards the end of the race. Although, Sam, I don't know. I have seen already what I think is going to be the best paint scheme. So, but we'll see.
I've seen a couple. I'm ready to see Brandon Wallace finish on his wheels again. I heard he didn't have a single bit of tire left the last season.
Well, Look, he was able to save more wheel than anybody else because he was able to take home the victory. So we'll see if he can do it again tonight. I think I think it's possible, but competition definitely has stepped up. So Kevin Kinder, Steve McDonald, man, glad to see y'all in chat. But we're getting ready to go green as Ronnie Osborne is going to lead us down to the green flag. Green flag is out for the World 100. A little bit of checking up in the back as everybody's trying to get going, but a really good start up front as Ronnie was able to get away as Jared Reed kind of falls. What kind of camera angle is that? I don't want to see that. Jared Reed falls in behind of Ronnie Osborne. So those two, man, they are first and second in the point standings, and here they are tonight, nose to tail for first and second, fighting for the lead. Gonna be exciting. So, well, Sam, what do you think about the cars? You said you went out there and drove a little bit. What do you think about this and this particular car and this track? What were you dealing with when you were out there?
Overdriving the corners, real easy to overdrive the corners. You got to back it up. If you're going to get down to that line, these cars don't have any brakes, so you have to back it up, use the brakes to get down in there. And I heard a little birdie telling me about oversteering. You got to turn the wheel in this car a lot harder to the left than you do in any other cars. And the guys that figure that out will be up front.
Well, speaking of which, let's go on board with Jared Reed as he is looking out the front windshield at Ronnie Osborne here. And let's see how much wheel. You can see that right hand all the way at the top of that steering wheel. He's putting everything he's got into it. So you can definitely see how much wheel you're having to put in to keep that car. It just has so much front grip. I just don't understand it. But it just the way this car is, you really feel like you can steer off the front of the tire instead of maybe with the throttle. So
that's the problem I was getting into that I wish I'd have known before the test. I guess I owe you a little money for the training, but getting on trying to use the throttle in the corners like a modern day car would get the guys into the wall.
Well, we got a couple guys in the wall. Yeah, Steve Loving gets in the wall as Dakota Camper made a wild move 3 wide on the front straightaway. A little pass in the grass almost. Interesting moves there, but everybody stays together and keeps it together. It looks like Steven Gibson dropping back a little bit. Seems to be under fire from quite a few guys. So I don't know if he's trying to save tires or just not used to being in a big pack. Getting past 3 wide makes him a little nervous. Make me back off just a little bit.
It would make me too. One thing I did notice in my little test session was if you get high and your normal thought is to release the throttle to keep you away from the wall, it seemed to, when I released the throttle, it seemed to throw me into the wall in the turn. So that's another thing that I was dealing with that I've seen a couple of drivers dealing with so far that have been scraping the wall, and getting into the corner real hot makes you wash up that way, and it's kind of hard to rescue it.
Yeah, it just, any other oval car you can use, you got your one lane, but it just seems like in this car, if you make a mistake, you're using all 3 lanes trying to catch it. It's man, it is wild and crazy. But I'll tell you what else is wild and crazy. This battle up here for about 10th place is a mess. It's just cars all over. You see guys trying to work that top side. And in iRacing, if you've run it all on ovals, you know that high side caution is out. Keith King Taylor apparently has gone around. As we check in on him, you see him spinning out. Let's see if we can go back and the Kinder Farm Wreckage rewind and see what happened. Side by side, William Griffey. See Dave Jones get really hot in the corner and slide up. And Dave Jones just trying to get off the wall. Tail slaps Keith King Taylor and goes down to the inside wall. Ooh, he actually loses his left front, or right front, excuse me. No, left front.
That's another thing I like about this. When you wreck, them tires come flying off.
Yeah, these cars, the bodies themselves are actually really resilient. But in that case right there, I mean, he's still rolling, but I definitely saw, maybe it was a graphical glitch because I definitely saw his tire go up through the sheet metal there. So.
See, that was another case of overdriving the corner that got that wreck started, and the car just would not stay off the wall. It'll come off the wall, but it come off the wall after he hit it, which is that's what I was talking about previously.
Yep. Well, we are 8 laps in. I would have to imagine everybody's going to come down and get 4 tires. You got unlimited tires. You might want to save track position, but man, in these cars, 8 laps is an eternity. So, going to see what guys are going to do. And sure enough, Ronnie Osborne's going to lead
Yeah,
them down into pit road.
yeah. If you don't get tires, you're going to get ate up.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how those first 2 or 3 laps in these cars, 4 tires makes a difference. So
Hmm.
Ronnie Osborne leading us down into pit road like he has all year long. I got to tell you, Sam, Ronnie he has definitely been the class of this series as he has been difficult to beat. He started in the back. He had an EOL last week. Started in the back, drove his way through the field at Bristol, and was able to finish third. And I got to tell you, man, that's really really impressive.
Yeah, I was in that race last week at Bristol. I was one of the guys he passed getting back up front. It wasn't very difficult. Uh, I got to let everybody go last week.
Yeah, it looks like we got a 2 tire taker. A couple of them actually is Mike Hasty and Jonah Colbert are going to take 2 tires, or Jonah Colbert may have stayed out. Yeah, he didn't pit. So Mike Hasty and
Ooh,
William Griffith making a 2 tire strategy. Um,
this is
and
a good time to try it early in the race.
yeah, exactly. Get a little track position. It can't hurt you too bad. And one thing that we've noticed with these 2 tires is that it'll actually loosen the car up. You gotta be careful. You don't want to spin it out early on the
Hmm.
first couple laps, but it actually loosens up the car quite a bit. So 2 tires is a definitely viable strategy in these cars. We saw last week or a couple weeks ago at Atlanta. It didn't work out great, but it can just depend on the track and the way that they they kind of work with each other. So I'm always going to come get 4 though. I don't
Yeah.
trust myself on 2.
Well, my timing and scoring is sim racing app, so it's always behind until everybody crosses the start finish line. So I'm gonna try and figure out who was the biggest gainer there.
Well, Jonah Colbert, starting in the very, very back, is now leading the race in that Burger King car as we get the 1 to green. So you're going to have Jonah Colbert, who is on old tires. You're going to have Mike Hasty and William Griffith on 2 tires, and Ronnie Osmer there in the O2 machine is going to be on 4 tires. And everybody else behind them is on 4 tires as well. So, yeah.
That moved William Griffith up 18 spots into that third spot, and he's actually in the worst position. The guys on the outside with the new tires are going to be able to get by Colbert if he happens to spin these old tires, and they're going to have a better position going into turn 1 and 2. They'll have a better stick than Colbert will as well.
Yeah, the advantage maybe that Jonah will have is that he is controlling the restart. So he'll be able to get sort of a jump as long as he doesn't spin the tires. Sometimes on the bottom, those tires will spin. So we'll see if that Burger King Lumina, he's got a Ford Thunderbird repurposed as a Lumina, which I like. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I already know who the best paint scheme is for me, but this is definitely like a definite runner-up for sure.
I'm seeing about 3 of them I like so far.
Well, if they'll stay green, we'll go through the field a little bit, get everybody some camera time, and show off those paint schemes. But right now, we're getting ready to
Oh,
go as
big
Jonah
jump.
he gets a good jumps. And Ronnie Osmer actually spins his tires. I actually see him going through the middle there as Ronnie's trying to get back to the bottom and kind of cuts in front of Kinder. Kinder cuts him a break there. So Ronnie desperate to get back into the gas and get back in the line, and you see him fan out into turn 1 and 2 there. But so far, Jonah holding good with those old tires. Able to get out to that big jump. We'll see if Hasty can run him down. You see Hasty and Griff working that top side, but don't look now. Andy Kurtz is on his way. He's the Outlaw Series champ, Sam. And
Yeah.
I gotta say, I guess I need to shut up, and let you talk. But
No, you
uh,
keep going.
but man, Andy Kurtz, I have to brag on him. He is one of the best racers, the cleanest. He may not win every race, but man, I have seen some of the cleanest driving this season out of him, and it doesn't surprise me one bit that he is the Outlaw Series champ. So I always enjoy running around him.
Well, it's going to take me a couple of weeks to get used to everybody in this. You know everybody here. You broadcast them last season, and you've had them all season this year. I know some of the guys I've raced with, but I don't know how they race in these cars. As we got a battle for the lead, there goes Mike Hasty.
Yeah. Oh, and he gets loose. I talked about
Oh,
those 2 tires. Is he going to be able to save it? Mike Casey trying to hang on to it, And he does, man. What a fantastic save, Sam.
Yeah, that was pucker factor of about a 15 out of 10.
As I'm trying to click on him so the camera will focus on it, but man, he is going to go all the way back from fighting for the lead, and he is back to 21st, about to lose 22nd. So costly mistake there. We talked about those two tires, how they will work, but they are loose. And you talked about it as well, getting up under
Yeah.
somebody and how loose that car got, and that's exactly what happened. So
Yeah, especially right there at the exit of turn 2. If you're too low, when you get back into the gas, if you go back in there full throttle, that rear end's going to come around, and that was a prime example. We got 3 wide coming into turn 3.
yeah, wow, what a move. Poor Steve Loving has been on the been in 2 or 3 wide situations already, and he is going to go around as he tries to come across the front bumper of Matt Telder. So we've got a wreck already. As
Oh,
man,
big wreck.
yeah, they come pouring in here when it's the 87s. These cars do not come to a
Oh,
stop,
yeah.
so it's
Oh,
hard
I
for those
know
guys to
that.
get back going.
Yeah, I've been on the end of that. Come on, stop. Come on, stop. Trying to pump the brakes.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's go back and look and see what happened there in that wreck. As we saw him 3 wide and see what happened. Oh, we already caught the wrong end of it. So they just gotten through with 3 wide, and yeah, I think Matt Telder expected Loving to kind of go out to the wall, and Loving was trying to maybe defend his position a little bit there. And it just,
Yeah.
one of those racing
Oh,
deals, Sam. I don't know.
yeah. A little bit of 2 guys going for the same piece of real estate.
That's right. Yeah, hard to say who's at fault. Oh, Travis Bieber coming in at the last second.
He wanted to come down, see if he was okay.
Yeah. The wellness check.
Well, it's check. After Bob Saget, you never know.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Well, that's our Kinder Farm and Ranch, a Wreckage Rewind. Well, we've got quite a few guys on pit road as we're seeing Patrick Drabick, Travis Bieber, Mickey Isaac, and Matt Clement on pit road. Looks like that they had to tow because they got a fast repair, but it like they had to tow for, for engine damage. So,
Here comes everybody else.
yep. Everybody coming down. Jonah Colbert actually the big winner in that because everybody else is coming back down pit road, and he was able to gain all of that track position. So, um,
That's the best thing about these cars wearing tires and having unlimited tires. He gambled. He stayed out. He got enough laps before the next caution that he was able to take advantage of that and come down with everybody else again and have that track position still with fresh tires.
yeah, let's see who's going to take 2 tires this time. Is Ronnie Osborne's going to come out? He takes 2 tires. Looks like Vernon Reese may have taken 4. I don't know. Like he was on pit for a long time, but Ray Page taking 2 tires. Hemi Giardini taking 2 tires. So everybody's on notice, and everybody has seen what can happen, and so 2 tires are starting to be a viable strategy for a lot of guys.
Yeah, I think probably maybe some of those guys that took 2 last time probably didn't try that again this time.
I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes these guys are glutton for punishment. And they'll keep going back in and keep trying it till it works. It's kind of like when something ain't working, you keep pushing the button, just hoping that it'll start working.
Yeah,
That's
the
kind of what it seems
definition
like.
of insanity.
Yeah. Well, Steve Loving stayed out after that wreck and is on the point, so he's gonna stay out, try to get that track position. His car didn't look like it was too bad hurt, and I was gonna say earlier that you can really rough these cars up, and they really don't they really don't lose a lot of speed like some. So
Till parts come flying off.
yeah, if your tires and stuff come flying off, you might be in trouble, but fender damage and stuff, you might be okay. So
Yeah. Hey, Brandon Wallace wouldn't care if his tires fell off. He'd just run around on the brake cylinders,
absolutely.
on the brake rotors.
Well, I gotta say, man, I cannot take my eyes off of it. That 117 of Hemi Giardini, that Sharpie car, is exactly that sharp. Man, what a fantastic looking scheme as we look at it a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, man, I'm a sucker for highlighter type colors, neons and stuff like that. And man, I tell you what, that is a good looking scheme, I have to say. So. Definitely a good-looking scheme. It looks like we have extended the caution, so looks like we're going to go another lap. I don't know if there's an issue, but the lights are back on the pace car, so we'll go around again. I tell you what, Sam, if we're going to go
Yeah.
around one more time, let's go to a commercial.
Oh, let's do that.
All right. Well, we'll be right back after these messages.
When I just started out, I used to come down here. It's what they call the short track. It's kind of like the minor leagues in baseball. I couldn't afford to have any engine trouble back then, so I put my money down on Valvoline racing oil. These days, Valvoline gives me money to use their motor oil. Maybe they don't realize I'd be using it anyway. Let's let that be our little secret.
Valvoline. Motor oil is not just motor oil.
Time to go, boys. You've been in there long enough.
Hey, we're not even tired. I feel good.
So I've checked the mileage and
Hey, we're the auto line. We're guaranteed.
guaranteed.
I feel good. Yeah, 2 years no matter how far we go.
But no spark plug guarantees that.
We do. Yeah, we're the auto line.
Right.
So go pull the plug on somebody else.
Well, all right, we are back, and it looks like the lights are off on the pace car, so we are getting ready to go back green. Steve Loving is in your lead position as, man, we got tire strategies all over the place.
Yeah, I've been lost since the first pit stop. So,
Well,
Yeah.
I tell you what, I am a little bit too, and I've got all the information there. So it's going to be interesting to see. Ronnie Osmer took 2 tires there. Ray Page, of course, Steve Loving on the last pit stop's tires. Jonah Colbert takes 4, so he was able to make up Hemi Giardini in that Sharpie car as well. So green flag is out. Steve Loving gets a great jump, but Ronnie Osmer is going to be right there behind him as they're going to head down into turn 1.
I got 3 guys in the back that only took fuel.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know why they do that. They got all them tires, but right now we got a pass
Yeah.
for the lead as Ronnie Osmer looking down to the inside of Steve Loving. Going to make those tires work. He's going to be able to complete this pass. Let's go back and look at this. Oh, my God. It's a dang it's a mess. But you got Jason Warren, who started in the very back. Hemi Giardini on those 2 tires in that Sharpie car. And you see him get into the wall as the,
There
Kendrick,
we go.
Garrett Kendrick going down to the bottom. Can't find him. He's wrecking so fast. Going through the grass. We are still under green, though, so no caution as he was able to hang on to it. So a scary moment there as Hemi Giardini on those 2 tires gets into the wall. So you have to be careful with that, Sam. You get somebody on the inside, you're trying to give them a lot of room, but if you flirt with that outside, especially during through the tri-oval or quad-oval, that car just, as Hemi Giardini gets loose and he's going to hit Daniel D. Cunningham, and then he's going to come down and hit one more. 2 or 3 guys. Josh Oswald gets the back end of that. Tyler Rice is going to be Hemi still going, still like a pinball. And yeah.
That Sharpie car. Not so sharp now, right?
Yeah. As he pulls back into the track and hits Brandon Wallace. So, my goodness, you got to be careful when pulling back on the track.
Yeah, you got to keep that thing low or cruise through the grass. Get you some apron before you come back up on the track like that.
Yeah, I mean, he pinballed off 3 or 4 guys. I think I would have stopped and just taken a break, but he pulls back up on the track, and now he's going to pull back on the track, spin back on the track, and hit Brandon Wallace, and oh, my goodness.
What's he got against Brandon?
I don't know. Stop moving. Hemi, just stop.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Praise
don't.
God, Jesus in heaven. Oh, my Lord, yeah, thank you. Good grief. Oh, man.
That's about 3 races worth of wrecking right there.
Man, I think I think I'd probably just pull over and just take the night off. I don't know. But anyway, not to be too hard on him, but that was bad.
Time for a glass of whiskey.
Yeah, I know Brandon Wallace is probably pissed. He got hit by him twice there, coming back on the track, and then spun back on the track and then took him out again. So,
Yeah, what are you thinking when you're coming off that first hit and you're trying to limp back to the pits to get fixed and You get hit again, you go, who was that?
Yeah, let's go. Let's actually go on board if we can with Brandon Wallace and kind of see from his perspective as Gene Watkinson is spun on the backstretch under caution. Let's see if we can go back and see what happened. We are on board with Brandon Wallace here.
Hey,
We'll go. Uh-oh.
hey.
We'll go back a little bit, see where it all started, see what he was watching, as the wreck is already happening. And trying to get on the brakes, was able to, man, he did, wow, what a good job by Brandon Wallace. And he did a hell of a job making it through that. And he's probably,
clear.
yeah, he's probably like, holy shit, I was scared to death. Are we on Brandon Wallace? Oh, this is Garrett Kinder. That was Garrett Kinder. I was shot. Dang, messed me up.
Garrett got through a lot of it.
Well, let's back up. Garrett Kinder, man, what a fantastic job by him. So Brandon Wallace, he is off the gas. You see, he's just taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got it made, right? He's missed the wreck. He's doing everything right. Caution's already out. He's just taking his time, and then
wondering how many spots he's going to gain.
Yeah, and then Hemi just plows right into him. So then he gets back going. Yeah. We're going to watch the whole thing.
Oh, we're going to watch the whole thing?
Oh, yeah, we're going to watch the whole thing. We'll just see. I want to feel the emotions of Brandon Wallace as he's trying to slow down from this wreck and what's going to happen here.
Right now, you're like, dang it, I made it through that.
Yeah,
we'll go get it fixed. No.
I'm so sorry, Brandon Wallace, if you go back and watch this, but I'm laughing out of disbelief and just how crazy that was. Definitely not laughing at you, but that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Not making fun of the folks involved, just the situation is really funny.
Yeah, it's just that's bad
it's
luck.
It's not funny, but it's really
it's bad luck. Guy come up on track, hits you, and then goes out, and you try to go back by him again, and it just spins out. So not Hemi Gherardini's best moment, that's for sure. But let's check in on Brandon Wallace and see if he's able to get his fast repair. And that's a great camera angle right there. I love it. And it looks like he is repairing damage. So.
Oh, bummer. I wonder if he had damage earlier and already used his fast repair.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. So that Ariel Font company Chevy Monte Carlo is hurting after that one.
That'll teach him to use that Ariel font.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Well,
it's like having a target on you, I guess.
It must be. It's magnetized, ain't it? It's just that Arial font. It's just like a moth to a open, a light inside a house. It's just drawn to it. And I think Hemi was a moth, and that Arial font was Brandon Wallace, and he just couldn't get away from it.
So we actually none of the top 19 pit that time, or no, they didn't.
Yeah, everybody stayed out on that one.
That's strange. Like you said, with them unlimited tires, I ran 11 laps. I was already down in the 80s. Of course, these guys probably drive better than I do, but you got fresh tires down there. I'm going to get them.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on where you are. I think you make a good point. A lot of guys in the back, I see 3 pit stops. So from about Todd Schott running in 19th on back, they all came in. But it seems like track position as we hit lap 26 to 75, so less than 50 laps to go. You got to start positioning yourself towards the front. I think at least that's what I think they're doing, and hadn't really run enough laps to maybe use them up. So.
Well, we'll get a long green flag run in here, and a lot of those guys are going, well, maybe I should have pit that last time.
Yeah, we'll find out. They started blowing tires like they did last season. They'll wish they would have come down. So, well, right now your top 5, Ronnie Osborne, Andy Kurtz, Jonah Colbert, Steve Loving, and Ray Page, your top 5 right now. Differing tire strategies, but making great calls to get up front. Jonah Colbert up 31 position from where he started. Ray Page up 14. William Griffith up 17. As we get ready to go back green, Ronnie Osborne going to lead us down. Get us a great jump on the bottom. Was able to keep the tires under him this time.
Steve Loving with a good jump out of that 4th spot. Going to challenge. No, maybe not challenge. I forgot. he stayed out the pit stop before. So if he can stay in the top 10 here when everybody else pits, I think that's going to be good for him because he had that wreck and put him in the back.
Yeah, Steve still being strong on the high side, was flirting with a little run to get on the top side of the 31 machine. So he's definitely showing that he's got plenty of speed regardless of the tire. So a little interesting that I haven't seen.
He's got him a good spot there to get in line, running. What are he running? 5th. That's not bad from where that wreck put him.
Yeah. Steve is a fantastic driver. Just finds trouble. It just seems to be attracted to him, sort of like Hemi to Brandon Wallace there. As you see Dakota Camper going under Matt Tilder and William Griffith here. It's just a battle for 10th. So the guys trying to get in the top 10. See Keith King Taylor, pushing up the track, was able to hang on to it. So William Griffith holds on to that 10th place or 9th place right now, as we've got a great battle here between Matt Tilder and Keith King Taylor.
And Ronnie Osborne is just checking out.
Oh, as Jonah Colbert goes around. Oh. My goodness. What happened there? That was off the back bumper of Andy Kurtz, I believe. Let's go. We got an instant replay. Oh, Jonah gets into the wall, and he's trying to save it. Oh, he doesn't get it. So sorry, Andy. I'm over here praising you earlier. Yeah. And, man, you didn't do a thing wrong. Jonah just gets up into the wall off the corner. You see him chasing it. You see that that front start to point towards the outside wall. And once that happens, Sam, you're in trouble.
Yes, you are. It's kind of it's almost impossible to stop the hit.
His poor tire is trying to, hey, wait up. Well, there he is sitting in pit road. Tough deal. Looks like he is done for the night. I can't believe it. I don't know if he had to tow or what happened, but I thought maybe he still had a fast repair, but he may have accidentally used it. But we're still under green. I didn't know that. I thought we were for sure under caution.
Oh, yeah, we're still under green.
My bad.
I thought we was under caution, too.
Yeah, well, look at us.
And I got a big flag that comes up on my monitor that's not up there.
Well, tough deal for Jonah. Maybe that's why he kind of went ahead and pulled out, because no caution came out. But so move Andy Kurtz, Steve Loving, top 3 right now. But, man, look at this battle back here. Man, I wish that Keith King Taylor actually gets into the wall a little bit. Man, I hope that we can go. Tired of that view.
Andy Kurtz got a little loose coming off of turn 4, where he managed to save it and keep his spot, and actually increased his lead over Steve Loving.
It don't make sense, does it?
No.
William Griffith with a big slide through that corner. He was basically drifting through there. Now he's in the middle 3 wide with Mike Steffen in the quad oval. They're going to have to be careful here. This is dangerous, and Mike Steffen does exactly. Yep. Like exactly what I said on that, you have to really kind of get in front of that, because you know the car is going to squeeze up, and didn't do it.
And you know Griff's in there doing everything he can to try to get it straight, get it going, and get in a good line, but you got to give that guy. And you just want to pass him because you know he messed up, and you want to get that position. But sometimes it's hard to do.
Yeah, Griff gets a big slide there, and you see Steffen already struggling, so he goes down into this. You have to turn earlier than you think, and just being 3 wide right there, you see he's turning. I mean, we can go into the cockpit and see that he has definitely got the wheel cocked. It's just you have to almost like just try to point your car right. You have to turn way earlier to get through at 3 wide, and it's just a tough ask, especially when you're racing. So.
Yeah, I get a little disappointed when somebody in front of me loses a little control, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get, and they pull away from you. You're like, wait a minute, I can't do that.
Well, under our 4th caution of the night, Ronnie Osmer still out in the lead, Andy Kurtz. So everybody coming down pit road, they heard you, Sam, and they are coming down pit road to get those tires you were talking about.
And Steve Loving loves this, sitting in 3rd, going down pit road to get freshies.
Yeah, he played that strategy perfectly. So he definitely going to be on the good end of that. Well, it looks like Jonah is in chat saying that his wheel broke. and that'll do it,
Oh,
man. Golly, you hate to see that.
I've had a wheel when I used to have a clamp. I've got it bolted down to my rig now, but when I used to have the old clamp style and going through a turn, and all of a sudden the whole thing's in my hand moving around, it come off with a broken clamp. That is not fun.
You're like Dale Jr. when his wheel came off and he grabbed the shaft.
Yeah, something like that. Ain't much you can do, but at least you're trying.
Yeah. Well, race off pit road, Jason Warren actually comes out with third place. So Jason Warren moving his way up is able to pick up a spot on pit road. He is up 28 spots from where he started. He joined at maybe the last second, and look at him up here running third. So Jason Warren's due for a good race in this series. He has been fast at pretty much everywhere, and just had a couple just some bad races, just getting caught up in stuff, and just a couple tough deals. So he is definitely due for a good race. I said that a couple weeks ago, and he got wrecked right after that. So
the broadcaster curse.
I'm sure he probably wish I quit talking about him.
Zach and I broadcasted a championship or a race at Miami Homestead Cup Series race, and Warren had checked out from the field. He was nobody could touch him, and we were just talking about him. And a little over halfway through the race, he followed another car into the wall in turn 2 and ended up in the inside wall with a blown engine, and his night was over. And when it got to the championship race, he was doing it again, and Zach and I were just biting our tongue, not trying to talk about him.
Yeah, that broadcast curse got to be some sort of real thing, because man, it sure does happen. But I guess if you're doing stuff enough to get talked about, like driving up through the field, getting up to the front, you're more likely to be caught up in some stuff, I guess. So I guess sometimes it works out. But
12 spots for Jason Warren in his 2-tire stop. Everybody else around him took 4 tires all the way down to 13th.
Yeah.
A couple of fuel-only stops from Todd Schott and Michael Steffel gained them 5 spots up into the top 15.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys who've dropped out. Guys trying to move forward. Check in on Patrick Dravick. His car looks like it's in good shape after getting caught up in that first incident. Josh Oswald as well. Car looks super clean. Alex Veith has got that bug. His car is in good shape, but he's got that bug where it looks like he scooted across his hood. But all those cars look really good, so they can start to make their way through the field and maybe dodge some of this racing. I mean, it's been a pretty damn good race so far, I have to say. Just some small mistakes here and there, and that's what happened. So, but just a little bit over halfway now, so we got to do it all over again, and got some guys out of the race. So we ought to hopefully see some green flag racing here.
So Alex has been on his hood, or on his lid, apparently, because the numbers on the top of his car are about scraped off.
Yeah. Yeah, this iRacing has this weird bug where it'll do that after a fast repair. I don't even know.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like he is, but it just some sort, like you bump somebody or something and it scrapes that top side of those Ford Thunderbirds for some reason. I don't know. It's probably because it's a Ford. Just radiates.
Yeah, iRacing don't like Fords either.
Well, all right. Well, we're getting ready to go back green, Sam. I got to go ahead and just give the P&J Hard Luck Award to Jonah Colbert. Man, that's tough being out there and running up front, running in the top 3, and your wheel die on you. That's about the worst thing that can happen to a sim racer. So.
Yeah, that's awful.
Well, all right. Restart here on our 4th caution. Coming to lap 38, Ronnie Osmer out front again. Is anybody going to be able to challenge him as he has been able to stay out front, dodge all the trouble, as all of the issues have kind of happened around 10th place, so it seems to be a weird bottleneck. I'm assuming the different strategies that go on, that where it starts to bottleneck as guys on old tires fall back and people on new tires coming forward. So hopefully everybody being on the same strategy now, we'll be able to get some green flag racing here as we watch Jason Warren try to fend off Jared Reed here.
Could be a little overconfidence on that new tires, too.
Yeah, that's a great point. That is a great point. Well, we see Matt Telder get by Steve Loving. Jared Reed not able to complete the pass on Jason Warren, but we see that 0-2 machine heading off into the distance again. So watch Ryan Pendleton here going on the inside of Steve Loving with Dakota Camper in that 9 machine right behind him. Got to be careful squeezing.
Yeah.
Woo! That is scary, and they're still.
Yeah.
Here we go again. As Ryan Pendleton does the right thing, but he's going to give up some time there as Dakota going to get onto his outside.
Well, we had a pass for the lead, and now I think.
Let's see. No, Ronnie Osborne's still out there.
Oh, no, I was on the wrong call.
Setting sail about 9/10 ahead of Andy Kurtz. So Andy trying to figure out a way to run him down, but last lap by Ronnie Osborne a 10th faster than Andy Kurtz. So 10th faster than everybody on the track. So they're going to have to dig down deep and find something to catch him.
Yeah, they're going to have to hope he just takes himself out, because I don't think anybody can catch him. And now that I've said that, sorry to curse. Sorry to give you the curse.
Well, I'll tell you what, this battle between Ryan Pendleton and Steve Loving is, man, it's a good one. Dakota Camper as well as, man, they have been going back and forth here for quite a few laps. You start to see these guys start to ease their way into this battle as they are just losing so much time trying to fight each other off. And you see Dakota going to scoot up in front of Steve Loving. So move Dakota Camper up to 7th place, but Garrett Kinder right on the back bumper. Steve Loving falling back. He's I don't know if he's struggling or if he's just having issues. Can't get into a good rhythm because he's getting passed so much. So
yeah.
Garrett Kinder.
Been stuck on that high side as William Griffith gets a little loose behind him as well. That's those exits off of 2 and 4. That's when you get low like that. Get back to the gas too soon, as Steve Loving just almost dirt tracking from my angle coming through 1 and 2.
Man, he's driving the wheels off trying to hang out, try to hold off, Garrett Kinder. Garrett Kinder's trying to push and get by him, but Steve Loving doing a great job of defending and racing hard on that outside. Oh, look at them both. They've heated up those right rears. You can see them leaning on it, and Garrett's going to get a good run here. And he's going to go to the outside as Steve defends. But you see how much he has to get off the gas, and he's going to drive down to the corner. Let's see if he's able to get that run off the corner. See a little bit of smoke, but we are under green still. He's going to get out to the outside. Steve Loving going to move up in front of him. That's Garrett Kinder down to the bottom. Man, they are battling out here. This is amazing, Sam.
This is an awesome run here. I was amazed that Garrett was able to hold that high line in 1 and 2. And to do that crossover move on the backstretch was an awesome move.
Yeah, Steve was like, man, I'm gonna go ahead and just slide up in front of him. Garrett was like, no, you're not, and shot down to the bottom. Man, Steve Loving, I got to give him props, man. What a drive he's having as he disappears. I don't know.
Oh no.
Oh man, don't tell me that. Unreal. Damn broadcaster curse. I got him. I kicked him out of the damn server.
Another one.
Golly. Well, I think. Oh, there he is. He comes back in and is wrecking. Man, that's annoying as shit. Man, what a great run, and then just blinks out. Now, it's not his fault. iRacing servers have been awful here lately, and so he comes back, blinks back in the middle of someone's car and gets spun out. And we're under our 5th caution of the night.
Yeah, his quality dipped way low there. I'm amazed that it didn't kick him out of the server.
Yeah, he was gone for a long time, wasn't he?
Yeah, I went to check the messages to see if it had dropped him out, and he was still in. We just couldn't see him. There you go. That's a way to win a race. They can't see you, right?
Yeah. You know, back in the day, I never did this, but back in the day on those NASCAR 2003 lobbies, you ever heard of lag switching, Sam?
I heard somebody mention it one time, but yeah. I kind of get the idea, but that's weird.
Yeah, but a lot of guys used to run back in those days. You'd see a lot of guys in the super speedway lobbies and stuff. We watch guys come down pit road now, but in those super speedway lobbies, what you could do is you have your router right next to you, and there's a reset button on those things, and what you could do is as you're driving and a wreck happens in front of you, you just kind of punch that reset button, and the server will lose you for a little bit, and you'll drive through the wreck and then let it go, and you'll come back in. So
I need one of those.
Well, I don't think it works like that anymore, Sam, but a
Oh.
lot of people use that back in the day. As Ronnie Osborne wins the battle off pit road, Andy Kurtz is going to follow him out. As looks like everybody's going to come down and get 4 tires, except for Mike Steffen, who is taking 2 tires. So
Yeah, we had that happen last night in the truck race in the Rebels. My son, Zach, got bumped and sideways, and something happened that he lagged during the wreck, and everybody drove through him, including me. And nobody wrecked. Just ran right through him.
well, I racing out there scanning new tracks, and he'd be in there scanning their servers because the last few nights have been pretty horrible. So this is just another example. But hey, look, I talk about this. We want it to be as real as possible. You know, we don't deal with mechanical failures. We don't deal with a lot of things that the real world drivers do. So this is just the penance, I guess, of sim racers. We got somebody stopped on the track here. Who is that? Jonathan Cofield. I guess he has to drop the back for the restart or something. I'm not sure, but he is stopped on the track.
Yeah.
See if he gets going. I don't know what's going on there. I see him in there. You see him. I don't know if you can see it, but he's in there wiggling his wheel back and forth.
He was given an EOL.
Oh, was he? Okay. Oh, I guess he's waiting on the whole field to come through. There he goes. So
strange place to do it, but yeah. We're glad you're okay, Jonathan.
Yeah, I got a little worried. Didn't know if we hit our life alert.
We need to send medics out there.
Well, all right. Lap 48 of 75. So under 30 laps to go in this race, and it's been a fun one, Sam. Of course, I think it's you, Sam. I think just your presence is making this fun. Whenever the Sweatstein gets involved, it becomes a lot better. So
I will take credit for it. It's about time somebody got in here that was old enough to drink alcohol in 1987.
Yeah, I wasn't even. I was pooping in my pants in 1987, man.
So was I, and I was 21. 1987 is kind of a blur to me. That was my 21 year, so yeah.
Well,
I
definitely.
was already 4 years into the National Guard, so if that tells you anything.
Well, it was definitely a blur for Steve Loving there, but he has got a little bit of damage on the front of that 27 machine, but he's back in 17th, so we'll see if he can make his way back up to the front. Like I said, that damage sometimes can be a little misleading as these cars are pretty resilient. So, but like I said, Mike Steffen there in that 669 He-Man car, I like that.
Yeah, that's one of my I got an eye on. I like that one.
Man, okay, Mike Steffen coming in with the damn paint schemes. I like that.
That's a cartoon from back in my day. E-Man, the Masters of the Uniform versus Skeletor. I love that show.
Yeah, Masters of the Uniform is something completely different there, Sam.
Huh?
Nothing. Anyway, we're getting ready to go back green as the lights are off on the pace car. Like I said, Ronnie Osborne, Andy Kurtz, Jason Warren, Mike Steffen, and Jared Reed. The second one, obviously the better one. It's like Terminator. You got Jared Reed 1, Terminator 1, and then you got Jared Reed 2, Terminator 2. Jared Reed 2, obviously way better. So that's your top 5. Ryan Pendleton, Jarrett Kinder, William Griffith, Dakota Camper, and Cindy Taylor, your top 10. So a lot of people having some really, really good runs, but Ronnie Osborne going to lead us to our 6th restart of the night. Gets a great jump, and Andy Kurtz actually gets a really nice jump. Going to be able to jump down and take that take that second place position. Let's see if Andy Kurtz can dig down deep and find something here. As just hasn't had the speed to keep up with Ronnie. Ronnie's been on rails, but maybe we can figure something out. You see a lot of guys way up at the wall.
Yeah, it's getting close to the end of the race. I see Captain Lincoln there. I also see these guys pushing. They're going to be pushing hard, and that's going to cause us a little overdriving into the corner. These guys are going to be pushing up off, trying to get a good run off the corner. Especially Andy Kurtz, because it's going to take everything he has in that car to catch Ronnie Osborne.
Yeah, he's gonna have to find a little bit of extra throttle to get up in through there. I don't even know what I just said, Sam. Get up in through there, buddy.
I got it. It's kind of like my go Getter Boys moment back when I was in the Rebels Racing.
Oh, we see William Griffith and Keith Taylor, man. Close call there as Keith slides up in front of Griff, and so Griff jumps down to the bottom, similar to what Garrett Kinder did. He's going to slide up a little bit, not going to be able to clear him. This is for 9th place, so you see how hard it is and how much competition it is, how guys are driving like their asses off to run in 10th. So let's go back here to patch traffic. I see a big mess of cars here as, my goodness, so Davy Jones in the wall, and oh my goodness.
There it goes again.
Another wreck as they are. And Alex V just not able to get stopped, and we're under caution again. So, man, I'll tell you what, Patrick Drapic, another one of those guys. It's just this series has just been so difficult for him. Man, he has been caught up in so much stuff that had nothing to do with him.
Yeah, one guy that's not happy about the caution is Andy Kurtz, because he was tracking Ronnie Osmer down a little bit there.
Dave Jones is like he kind of got a little bit of help there and went around. But like you said, it's just, guys, it's go time. It's getting about 20 laps to go, and, you know, they were running back in about the 14th, 15th spot. So they're trying to make up a little bit of positions, and so we watch Patrick.
Here's decision time for you. If you're the leader, are you going to go get fresh tires? It's been 8 laps since it's about 3 maybe 4 laps of racing on them. As the leader, if you don't go and a bunch of other people start going, and if you do go, then nobody's going to go.
I think 22 laps is still too long. I think everybody comes down pit road, but we didn't run that many laps, so I can see it both ways, but we'll see what they do here.
Somebody.
46 was the last. Yeah, they're all coming down. Oh, Jared Reed stays out.
There you go.
So you called it.
Somebody was going to do it.
Yep, you called it. And I think there'll be a couple other drivers, Steve Loving, Keith Taylor, Travis Bieber. Those guys are going to stay out and get that track position. So it's going to get a little hairy up here for a little bit.
Yeah, you're going to have guys at the front on older tires. Not much older, but still older. And you got Ronnie Osmer, who's super fast, going to have fresh tires. And he's going to have to pick his way through there and hold off Andy Kurtz at the same time, who seemed to me like he was tracking him down during that last run.
Yeah, it looks like 2 tire stops up here at the front. So definitely taking a page out of some of these other guys' book and trying to keep that track position, but also get fresh rubber. Let's see. Kevin Kinder says you need to talk about the K.
The K. Well, we did talk about him.
You talking about Garrett?
Twice.
Yeah,
Garrett.
we've been talking about Garrett.
Yeah. Yeah, we accidentally talked about him once, and then we kind of focused on him on the race.
They said need to talk about the last car so we can have a solo wreck. Okay.
Yeah. We talk about Garrett and the whole Kinder family every time there's a wreck.
Well, I tell you what we need to do the last 20 laps, just not mention anybody's name. Or at least, you know what, Sam, I've been meaning to do this type of broadcast where I say everybody's name completely wrong, because some people's names, especially in Thunderstruck this season, their names are impossible to say. And so I thought, well, you know what, instead of me trying to learn their name and learn how to say it right, what I'm going to do is just say everybody else's name wrong. And that way it's all. I like
that idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea. So, I might try that the next restart. So,
I got a last name of Wetstein, so I'm used to my last name being butchered all my life.
I think I called you Wetstein for the first, I don't know,
Probably.
good 2 or 3 months I was here. I could not stop saying Wetstein for you and Zach.
Our buddies over at Intensity on Sunday night, one of them called me Wetstein, the other one called me Wetstein. They figured between the two of them, one of them was going to get it right.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe bet. That's a pretty safe bet. Well, Jared Ried is in the lead at the moment, staying out, not coming in, getting those tires. So he's going to have about 9-lap or 8-lap older tires than the guys who came in and pitted, which is Ronnie Osmer in 5th place. And now Jared could be really banking on there being a lot of cautions here for these last 20 laps, but Kayeth Kenny Taylor is running in 2nd and is looking to try to. He's up 20 spots from where he started, so.
Well, I'm looking at Travis Biber, and he's been out there for 34 laps, and his last pit stop was 4.7 seconds. So I'm not sure what he didn't take any tires in. That's some super old tires in that Valvoline car.
Yeah. Well, we are getting the 1 to green. I tell you what, let's take a breather. Sam, let's take a vacation. Let's take a vacation on a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Another one of life's little problems.
We've got 3 TVs, so everyone's happy, right? No. See, everybody wants to watch the TV with cable, so we work out this schedule. On Mondays, my wife Judy gets 9 to 3, I get 5 to 7. Tuesdays, I get 5 to 7, Judy gets 7 to 9. Wednesdays, the kids flip a coin to...
The simple solution.
I called my cable company and ordered additional hookups. So for just a few extra bucks, I can have cable on every TV in the house. So now I can watch what I want, Judy can watch what she wants.
Make it easy on yourself with an additional hookup. Call today.
Well, all right. Well, we are back. That was a quick one. Don't want to keep you forever. But
I'm still on vacation.
You're still on vacation. Well, all right.
Looking at that guy going, man, we were looking weird in the 80s.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it.
I'll dig you up a picture of me for a day.
Did you have hair?
That up there. I still have hair. I just don't. I keep it cut now. From 89 to about 2002, I had hair down to my belt buckle.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was rocking the whatever you call it, the mullet.
Well, all right. Well, we're going back green. We see a lot of accordion. Got to watch out on these restarts as they are definitely backing up. And there goes Hitman Monzo as he's going to go around. Yeah, definitely guys just sort of an accordion effect. But we stay green. No caution yet. As Jared Reed gets out to a good jump. The battle back here, though, is Ronnie Osborne trying to make his way. He's picking apart these guys on the restarts and has gotten himself into 2nd place. So that is bad news for Jared Reed as, man, Ronnie is going to – he is all over the place, though. He's going to have to be careful. He is wheeling that thing. Look at that guy in there back and forth on that wheel. And because of that, Dakota Camper is going to be, those guys are teammates. Dakota Camper going to go to the inside, so to move Dakota Camper up to 2nd place. Let's see if Ronnie is going to let that happen. And, of course, Jared Reed loving this.
Dakota's like, love you, man, but I'm taking the spot.
That's right. 17 laps to go, man. Look at this. This lead is getting tight now as both these drivers starting to run down Jared Reed. Oh, Dakota Camper gets into the wall maybe just a little bit.
I think the big loser here was Andy Kurtz because he's having to wheel that car to get through this traffic.
Yeah, oh, wow.
He's fast.
Man, Ronnie Osborne on those 2 tires is super loose. You can see how much more he's having to put into the steering wheel and how he's trying to catch it almost every turn. And Dakota Camper, though, on 2 tires as well, seems to flourish in this situation. See it, Ronnie Osborne, he is yawed out there, but we're about to have a battle for the lead as Dakota Camper in that 9 machine is on the back bumper of Jared Reed. Let's see if Jared can hold him off.
I think that might have been Dakota Camper's. I think he took 4 the last time, so he'd have fresher left sides than Ronnie Osborne, who's, I think, at least twice in a row he's taking them right side tires only.
But he gets to the inside of him. He's going to have the preferred lane going into 3. Let's see if Jared's going to be able to stick on that high side. He's going to have to really try and pinch down Dakota Camper and keep him off the corner and get that run. He does. So Dakota Camper not quite there just yet. As I've got, man, that pack behind him looks scary, but I'm going to keep the camera on the battle for the lead as these two not able to settle it. Ronnie Osmer smiling from ear to ear as he is closing in. As caution is finally out. I was waiting for that to happen. See if we can go back and see what happened. Yeah, Steve Loving involved again. Let's see what happened to him. 3 wide again in that quad oval. And
wow, how does he attract all of that?
yeah, this time, unfortunately, Steve, the cause of it, gets into the wall and comes down across Keith Keen Taylor's bumper. Was able to save it, though. I don't know why the caution came out, but it did. Definitely wasn't a huge wreck, just a single car deal, basically.
Seems like from week to week, iRacing goes a little crazy. Sometimes they won't call cautions for nothing, and then other times they'll call a caution just right off the bat.
Yeah, I was in the car one time and sneezed and the caution came out, so they'll throw it for just about anything. Well, you know, Jared Reed is probably enjoying this caution because he gets to cool his tires off. They have put a lot of pressure and wear on those right side tires they put on, and you know he was driving hard as well. But you know that those first couple laps is when those tires really make a difference and not going to matter at all because they're coming down pit road. But Ronnie Osborne, Dakota Camper, the last second pulls back onto the track. So man, I don't know.
Late race drama. Gotta love it.
Yeah. Wow, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because these are definitely the fastest drivers. Jason Warren, last pit stop, he took 4 tires. And he pitted at the same time they did. So Jason Warren going to have the freshest of the tires up here. But there's only 5 of them, Sam. And Andy Kurtz is going to have 4 tires unless somebody comes out with 2. And this camera angle is just awful. So
You got a great view of the parking lot.
I don't know what camera angle that is, but that's not the one I wanted.
Talk to that cameraman, see if he can't get us some hot dogs.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at this SDK and the pit strategies are all over the place. Of course, you see the guys who stayed out, and William Griffin's going to be the first car that pitted, but he took 2 tires, and it's 2 tires all the way back to Jared Reed, who came and gave up the lead for those 4 tires. So, man, I don't know. I think Dakota Camper and Ronnie may have made the right call. So, what do you think, Sam?
I'm a little, I think if I was Ronnie Osmer as fast as I was, I had to get 4 tires there. He was kind of struggling a little bit. Those left side tires on his car are pretty old, and Dakota Camper seemed to be okay with it, but I think he took 4 and then that last time 2, so he's got pressured left sides. If Osmer can stay up here and even pass for the win, man, that is some wheeling.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you know, just depending on how important 4 tires are going to be, Jason Warren back there in 3rd place, you know, is he going to be able to do anything with these guys being on a little bit older tires? And then you got Cindy Taylor right behind him and Matt Telder. All these drivers are extremely fast. And all these folks pitted on lap 55 or 54. So we're on the William Griffith pitted on 63. So about 7, 8 laps on those tires.
Oh, here's what I see, Kevin. Garrett Kinder back here in 7th place with those fresh tires with what we're going to have 8 laps to go. There's no saving now. So he's going to let that right rear hang all out. So I think we can keep an eye on him.
Man, I could not agree more. And I think there's a lot of guys up here that can pull off victory. I don't know if we're going to have a first-time winner tonight or if, what's going to happen. These guys up front are teammates, so I'm sure they'll play nice with each other, Dakota and Ronnie. So I would imagine they wouldn't wreck each other, but I've seen it happen so many times that you just don't know. And in these cars, it's hard to predict what you're going to do, much less what someone else is going to do.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have a 9-lap run to the end here, Sam. If it's under green, I'm my monkey's uncle.
Well, one of the things you always get when I'm in the broadcast is a green-white checker, so that's almost guaranteed.
Yeah, it's sure to be an exciting one, though. We're going to see, like you said, nobody's saving anymore. There's not a tire on the track that's going to be saved as guys are going to be hanging it out. And that's what this car is made to do. This series is for these moments where you hang it out and get as much as you can. And with the drivers in this field, we can get it done. But
I think it's going to be exciting. I see a green flag run to the checker.
Well,
calling it right now.
That's what I'm talking about.
Watch out for William Griffith as well. You got Griffith, Kinder, Ray Page. Those guys are teammates. They can hook up and one of them get underneath and freight train somebody. And with those fresh tires of Griffith and Kinder and Page and Michael Steffen came in fuel only. I don't know about that one.
Well, we are about to find out as the pace car comes off. Dakota Camper gonna lead the field this time. Gets a good jump, but Ronnie Osborne does as well. Let's see if Jason Warren can try to hang on to that bottom side. Osborne does come down and clear him, so move Ronnie up to second. Let's see if he's able to track down his teammate as Cindy Taylor and Matt Telder running side by side, and right behind them Garrett Kinder and William Griffith. So getting those cars wound up. 9 laps to go, coming to 8 to go. We're going to be able to make it all the way, and who is going to take home the win tonight? We've got cars all over the track, up top, at the bottom. We got Garrett Kinder going down into the bottom side, almost 3 wide there, as, man, it's getting close right here. I think there's about to be a wreck. I can't imagine us making a few more the way these guys are driving. Ray Page scaring the shit out of me, to be honest.
I'm looking at these guys coming through the corner from looking back at them in front of the car, and all I could see is the right side of Garrett's car in the turns. He is letting that right rear scream.
Got to. It's time to go. Let's go up front. Let's see what's going on. Oh, caution is out. Tyler Rice in 25th position is wrecked. Let's go back and see what happened to him. As far as I can tell, it was a solo accident, but we'll find out right here. Oh, no. Him and Mean Gene Watkinson get together. Tyler goes spinning. Travis Beaver.
What's he got against Gene?
We'll go back and kind of watch that. We kind of caught it at the very tail end of it. It looks like Tyler trying to go to the outside of Gene, and
I think Gene might have caught a little bit of that grass, pushed him up.
Yeah, went down low and then was going to slide up and just gets Tyler. Tyler able to keep it off everything, keep that thing running. So we are under caution. Again, Dakota Camper was able to hang on to that. Ronnie not able to get quite to him just yet, so we will rack him back up and do it again. Ratchet Miller got me. He said that I called for a caution, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, I think we're going to get this, I don't know what we get a 2 to go 6. We can get a good, we won't be a green flag or a green-white checker. I'm stumbling all over my words.
That's all right.
It's almost bedtime.
That's right.
Bedtime, and I'm an old man.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got a couple more commercials. I'm gonna take a little breather to clear my throat, and we'll go to have a couple commercials, and we'll be right back.
Energizer. Good times never lasted longer.
Well, all right. Well, do you do run, Sam?
No, oh good God, I gotta quit admitting I was alive during that era. You know, the only thing I
I
have
do
against
walk,
that
walk. That's what I do.
walk. That Ford Thunderbird commercial, that is not how Bill Elliott got out of that car after running around Talladega in the Ford Thunderbird.
He
was
wasn't winking,
shaking,
was he?
sweating, and saying, "I'll never do that again." See the left front coming up on that car?
Yeah. Well, we are still lights on the pace car, so gonna have at least another lap after this one. We go back green. Probably gonna have a green-white-checkered if not an official one, at least an unofficial one. Man, I don't know, Sam. Sam, what do you think? What's gonna happen?
I'm still looking at Garrett sitting back there in fifth spot. I think he's going to make his way to the top three, but I think he's going to have a battle on his hands with Dakota and Ronnie Osmer here. So it's going to be a fun race to the finish. Got Jason Warren in that mix. Matt Telder, who can wheel. We haven't talked about Matt all night. And here he is running in fourth. And he can wheel that car as well. Cindy Taylor from sixth. The only thing she got going against her is the older tires. It's going to be kind of hard for her to move up, but I could see her getting up there in the top five.
Yeah, has been relatively clean tonight, and has made a lot of really smart moves. And has found her way up into sixth place. So, yeah, you're right. William Griffith right behind him. You know, I think as you get outside the top four, it's going to be so difficult to make your way up there, as it takes so long in these cars to set up a pass. It's so difficult to get a lot of time really quickly unless there's a big mistake. So I think if you're not in the first two rows, you're probably, fighting for scraps here. But who knows? You never know what can happen as we're going to get the green flag with 3 laps to go.
These guys up front hanging it out. It takes one little mistake to make 8th place turn into first place.
Yeah, and we talked about it already. The most routine things, like just driving too wide through the quad oval here in a normal Cup car or Xfinity car or something, pretty routine. But here, it's just a different animal. So it doesn't take much.
Even the best of these guys have had problems tonight, and it's going to take a good wheel man to get through this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's plenty of those at the front of this field.
We're going to the checker here. No more cautions.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, all right, let's go to the checker then, as Dakota Camper going to have control of this restart. They're obviously going to work together, count each other down, but that's still good for Dakota, as he's got the advantage. As it takes you, like I said, a couple laps to get up to speed and be able to make those passes. So let's see what happens as we're getting ready to go. 3 laps to go. Dakota Camper, green flag is out. Ronnie Osborne gets a great jump. Jason Warren a little bit left behind there. They are 2 by 2 for third place.
I suspect a teammate countdown on that one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. As we go check on that, as Ronnie Osborne getting a run, going to look down to the inside as he can be able to get that position on Dakota. Dakota's like, hey, man, let me win one. Hanging on to it. But Jason Warren trying to clear Matt Telder here for third place. And so when they get side by side, and Garrett Kinder, though, caution is out. Steve Loving crashed again. So we will have another, and it may just be that Steve Loving is involved. He may not have been the reason. Let's find out.
Right. He was not the reason.
Yeah, not the reason. Gets a little help from the 66 there of Vernon Reese. And, man, how you say it, but Steve Loving has, I don't know why I hate to say it. He's just, he's been beat up tonight.
He's been the pinball. He'd be the runner-up for the Hard Luck Award. Oh, he was the Hard Luck Award, wasn't he? No,
well, Jonah for his wheel dying. He was the Hard Luck, but I mean, he's definitely a runner-up. Man, he has just been, he's been bounced around like a pinball.
Well, our hard charger making a big charge up, Jason Warren, qualifying, not even qualifying, starting 31st, sitting up there in third. And if he can keep up with these guys on a restart, he's got a real good chance at least second. These two guys battling it, that's going to make it hard to pass. With teammates up front, they're going to count each other down. They're going to get to start together. They're going to be side by side. You're not going to get past that until it works itself out so you can set up a pass. And like you said earlier, on a green-white checker, you're not going to have much time to set that up.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'll be interested to see how. Let's see. I'm going to check on the green-white checkered real quick so y'all will see behind the scenes. Yeah, definitely wanted to. So we had an unofficial green-white checkered, and now we're going to have the first of two. So we'll get 2 tries at this. So if they don't make it to the white flag and the caution comes out, we'll stack them back up and do it again. And if the next flag ends the race after that one. So still a lot of cars left in this field as looks to be about 26 guys still in the lead lap.
And one thing about that white flag on a green-white checker, you actually physically, mentally forget who your teammates are. The only thing you're thinking about is the checkered flag.
That's right. Yeah, so will we see somebody use the bumper to make it work? Is Ronnie willing to put the bumper to his teammate to win this race? Is Jason Warren or Garrett Kendrick going to be able to get a good enough restart? Because these guys obviously working together. And Sam, I keep saying, I just wish somebody at one point would just basically jump the start to especially the person in second. Jump the start a little bit. Just see one time. You get a penalty and you lose. Do it when you're locked in the playoffs or something like that. But, just one time I want to see somebody try that and try to get a little advantage on that leader.
I'd like to see that myself.
So maybe.
I did that earlier in the regular late model race that I was in, and it actually worked. Coming from third, stayed with the leader, got past second, and of course caution came out. Now I'm second. I'm on the outside. That kind of didn't work out for me, but it was a good start.
Well, I would just love to see it. If I'm Ronnie Osborne, I know Dakota Camper, and I don't know them, and I don't know their Discord. I don't know what they're gonna do, how they do things as teammates. But if my teammates gonna count me down, I might go on 2. You know what I'm saying? 3, 2, and I might go. And just see what happens. Use that to my advantage and see if I can get the jump on them. So
another thing on a green-white checker. Especially maybe if you're Dakota Camper. I don't think Dakota has a win in the series yet. Are you going to count him down? Are you going to go, hey, green-white checker, good luck?
Yeah, you're on your own. Well, I'll tell you what, let's pull up the points. So while we're probably getting the 1 to green here, and just give it a chance. I don't know if it'll update, if it's up to date now. It looks like it is up to date. So you're looking at a points leader, Ronnie Osmer, who has just been dominant this season with 2 wins. 827 points. Jared Reed, who is right now after that pit stop where he gave up the lead there and pitted, is mired back in 9th place. But he is second in points, about 23 points back. And then there is a huge gulf to Matt Telder in 3rd place. So it's a tight battle for 3rd, but first and second they have just been hardly beatable.
Yeah, I think Dakota might be on the comms going, okay, look, you've got one. It's my turn.
Yeah, Dakota, I believe, has a win too, so I think he's got.
Oh well.
I think he's got one. I think I was wrong about that.
Well, that changes my whole idea about it.
Yeah, we don't want any of them to win, do we?
We don't want any of them to win. Come on, Griff. Let's get the bulldozer. Get 2 out of 4 days here.
There you go. Put the blade down and see what you can do. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of storylines up here that I'd like to explore if they were able to get up there and battle for this win. I mean, obviously, Jason Warren making it to the end of the race is something that I'd like to see. I get tired of seeing him get wrecked, and
he does too.
I'm sure he does, and so. But I think it's going to get wild, Sam. But we're getting ready to go back green. First green-white checker. Dakota Camper going to lead us down to this green flag. Gets a good jump there. Gets a good jump, but not that great of one. It's
Yeah, but
it's
I
not
don't
as
think he
good.
counted him down.
Yeah, so side by side, Garrett
Ooh.
Kinder.
Oh,
Whoa, and they
no.
wreck! No way!
Holy cow.
They wreck each
Garrett Kinder
other,
to the lead. No
teammates.
caution. Oh, caution's
Caution
out
is
now.
out, but they wreck each other. Let's go back and
Oh,
watch
my
that. The
God.
Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind teammates here going into the corner. Looks like Dakota just gets off the throttle, and Jason Warren and Garrett Kinder fly by some teammates. We wondered what they were
Oh,
willing
my
to do,
Lord.
Sam, and I cannot believe it.
It looked to me like Dakota Camper had a terrible entry into that corner and had to get off of it, trying to keep it down. And Osmer just, like you said, these cars don't stop. So I'm sure he tried.
Well, they fell back to the 7th and 8th place because of that. And our new leader is Jason Warren, so he is going to control the last green-white-checkered. That's about as stress-free as it gets because all you have to do is make one restart. And I hope he's not listening to the broadcast. Don't listen to me. Don't put no pressure on yourself. But it's going to be a front row, Jason Warren, Garrett Kinder, to fight for the win with Matt Telder right behind him. Let's look inside of Jason Warren. What do you think, Sam? He looks pretty calm, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's solid as a rock.
Look, he's not.
Drunk,
is he breathing?
actually.
I don't think he's
I don't
breathing
know.
in there.
I don't see his chest moving. Maybe we should send the medics.
Yeah,
Or send him a White Claw.
Yeah, get him the light. Oh shit, the life alert.
Life alert.
Yeah, Lord of mercy. But if you're just joining us, man, you've missed a great race. It's actually been a pretty fantastic race. Yes, there's been a lot of cautions, but this has been a really nice race. Lots of action, lots of facing, and then drama here at the end as arguably the two strongest drivers get together, teammates, and they fall back to 7th and 8th. They're able to save it. Caution did come out, but turns over the last green-white-checkered to Jason Warren, and with Garrett Kinder, Matt Telder, Cindy Taylor right behind him. So, man, unreal.
I was telling you, moving up there in that top 5, Griff got that bulldozer blade down. He's running in 5th there. This is going to be an interesting race between Kinder and Warren. Great friends. Not teammates. We talk about teammates, but these guys could be as long as they've known each other. So they're going to race each other real clean to the end, but they are going to. I wouldn't be surprised to see them banging doors.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and make my pick, and this is as much as I love Garrett Kinder, he's already won he won last week at Bristol. So I gotta say, if I'm gonna be a little biased here, and I'd love to see 32 make it into the victory lane. So that's my pick. Who you got?
I'm going to pick Steve Loving in 23rd. That way I don't curse anybody in the top 5.
Oh, that's a smart move. I don't know why I didn't think about that. I'm gonna change my pick. I'm gonna pick Jonah Colbert. I think he's gonna come back from being 30-something lap down and win this race. I believe it. So
he's got his wheel reconnected. He's ready to win.
Well,
now in all seriousness, I'm nothing against Jason. I'd love to see him win this race, but I kind of think Garrett's going to hang it out here and take it.
Yeah, Jason, Jason's got to, you're kind of surprised if you're Jason or Garrett because at first it looked like you're fighting for third, and you're not racing near as hard for third as you are for the win. No. And so, they see them two cars fly off into the distance as Mike Steffen is crashing under caution, it says. I'm not sure what happened. So you see those two cars go off on the distance. You're not racing that hard. And all of a sudden you see them crash, and then you end up on the point. Yeah. That's a whole level of stress that you hadn't been used to. So, man, I tell you, if you're Jason Warren, your mindset had to flip-flop on its head because now all of a sudden you're trying to make sure you do everything right. You don't want to drive down the corner and spin out. You don't want to do anything just wild, but you also can't just take it easy because Garrett Kinder is going to be coming.
Yeah. Yeah, Garrett's going to use up every bit of tire he's got left. And like I said before, Matt Telder, these guys get a little out of shape racing. Don't count out Matt Telder getting down in there too.
Absolutely. It just happened, two cars getting together, so Telder could be the beneficiary of that one. So, if you're Jason Warren, as soon as we go back green and the caution comes out, he's begging for that. He's like, man, I hope hope a caution comes out. 'Cause that's what I want. Just immediately end the race and call it there.
Well, you know, him and Garrett are in the same Discord right now, and they are jaw-jacking back and forth with each other about this restart.
Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be exciting. I'm a little nervous myself. I don't really know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna give you a bigger camera, a little wider view, so we can see everything that's gonna happen. But
the big tell here is going to be going down into turn 1.
Yeah.
With these top 5. How hard are you willing to drive it down in there? Can you make it stick?
Yeah, I mean, if you're Jason Warren, if you just get a good enough restart, get a good enough jump, and get through the gearbox, don't miss a shift. We've seen people miss shifts here in these cars. If you can just get through the gearbox and get a good jump, you're in good shape. It's just that that stress and stuff of being out front, being here for the win on the last restart. It just we'll have to see how it plays out as they are tight.
Oh yeah. I don't know who's more excited, those guys or me.
Oh, I think I'm more excited.
You can get excited.
Oh, I'm excited as hell. Here we go. Jason Warren, Garrett Kinder. Jason does get a good start, but Garrett Kinder gets a good one as well. Jason's going to have about 2 car lengths going down into turn 1. Is he going to be able to hold it? And he does. He goes down to the corner and has cleared it. Garrett Kinder's going to have to find a little speed. He's got Matt Telder all over the back end of him. Matt Telder loses the front end, has to go up the track. So it's Jason Warren and Garrett Kinder right now. You see 2 or 3 wide back there is Dakota Camper, Ronnie Osmer trying to make their way back up through the field and not able to, definitely not enough time to do that.
Oh, Dakota Camper's sideways.
They're sideways, but we got the white flag. White flag is out. Garrett Kinder is coming.
Caution is out.
Oh, no. The caution came out right before the white flag, and that is going to end it. Oh, Garrett Kinder's got to be sick because he was coming. Yeah. If he had that one extra lap, that would have been enough.
That would have been a great battle to the finish there.
Man, that was shaping up to be something else, but that's it. Called it right there, and Jason Warren going to take home the victory. So, man, what a great run by him, coming 30 spots up from where he started and taking home the victory. Is they're slowing across the checker flag, going to ease across there.
Oh, and Matt Telder's going to get second.
What in the world? Second, third, I guess it doesn't matter, but there's your winner. Jason Warren is going to take home the victory tonight, wins the race with a dramatic last few laps.
These guys he's doing burnouts. The race isn't over yet, I don't think.
Uh-oh.
Or is it?
Yeah, checkered flag has come out, so it should be over.
But everybody else has to take the checker.
Yeah, I think the results will stand. We saw them go across the start-finish line. We'll check on iRacing real quick. It does show Jason Warren and Matt Telder because Garrett stopped at the start-finish line, and Telder jumped in there and took second.
Yeah, but Matt Telder got a black flag for passing under yellow. We were under caution.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Well, that's definitely something to be looked at. We'll have to see if maybe somebody can let us know. But
yeah, that's going to be interesting at the finish there because those guys had to cross the finish line, and everybody had to cross the finish line before the race was officially over.
Said somebody's saying the pace car was behind them, so they had to stop for the pace car.
Oh, good Lord.
But, I mean, iRacing is showing the results. Jason Warren, Matt Telder, and Garrett Kinder. So,
William Griffith coming up 4th place. That's,
it looks like everybody's black flags got cleared. So, but anyway, I think that'll be all right. Not too much drama there. Well, anyway, let's talk to some of these guys, and let's get Garrett Kinder in here and talk to him as we finish up these interviews. Garrett Kinder, this is Eddie and Sam in the booth. You got us?
I got you.
Man, well, I tell you what, dude, that was fun to watch. Tell me about it. How much fun was it to drive? How was your race, and how was it feeling out there?
Man, it felt pretty good. You could really overdrive the entry of corners and kind of smoke your tires, but as long as you backed them up and ran that bottom pretty hard, you could do a lot of interesting stuff. Setup was pretty loose. It was fun. I just had a dang good time out there. Brought home second place. I don't know why it's showing me third, but brought home second place. I think the caution right there at the end kind of messed a lot of stuff up with iRacing timing, but uh, man, it was a fun race. I enjoyed every second of it. Jason Warren got that win. I was reeling him in. I really hated to see that last yellow come out. I really hated to see it.
Speaking of that last yellow, hey Garrett, this is Sam.
Hey Sam.
Hey, 10 to go. We had people complaining because we hadn't talked about Garrett, so we had to talk about Garrett. And I said from fifth position, I said no more saving tires. He's going to let that right rear burn off. And you did not disappoint. What was going through your mind right before that yellow flag came out? Did you have anything for Jason there?
Oh yeah. I was I'd made up of course, on a restart, leader's always going to get a halfway decent jump, seems like. I've reset my monitors a little bit, so I've got a little bit of field of view where I can see, the front of that car on my left side now. So it's really helped me on restarts when I'm in second place. So was able to stay with him pretty good and was really reeling him in. Some magic might have happened in 3 and 4. We'll just put it that way.
Well, we're disappointed that we didn't get to see that because we were tracking that, and looked like you had a nice little run there. So, but still, a second, third, whatever it is going to be, man, it's still a fantastic run for you to be able to dodge all the incidents and you started fourth and finished third. That's a pretty damn good race. So, you got any shout outs, any sponsors?
Yeah, I got to thank everybody in the field. It was pretty fun. I unfortunately got kind of sent down to the infield and went dirt tracking a little bit through the infield on the front stretch for a little bit. So I think I went as far back as like 22nd, 23rd place and worked my way back up. So big shout out to everybody in the field. Man, the racing was fun. There was close quarter stuff. So outstanding job. A lot of cautions, but these things happen, unfortunately. I got to thank y'all up in the booth. Got to thank Kinder Farm and Ranch, Ratchet Speed Shop, Big Frig Coolers, and Cross 5 Cattle Cooler. If you want to keep your stuff hot and keep your stuff cold for cheaper and longer than anybody else, make sure y'all look up Big Frig Coolers at bigfrig.com. They got your tumblers, your cups, your growlers, coolers, everything. If you want it, they got it. Wolfpack Racing, Ray Page over there. Heck of a guy to know if you haven't talked to Ray Page. Highly encourage that. And of course, got to thank teammates over at Reaper Racing. Griff, I guess he's feeling a little bit better today. Glad to see him back out on the track, and it's scoring him in fourth. I don't know if that's actually how it's going to shake out, but good finish for him too. And big shout out to Jason. It's been a while since he won one.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, fun race. Thanks for putting on the show, man. Being clean and showing people how driving's supposed to be, man. Congratulations on second, third, whatever it is, and we'll see you next week.
Good run, Garrett.
Thanks, Sam.
Well, all right. Well, let's bring in Matt Telder and let's talk to him. He's our second or third place finisher. Matt, this is Eddie and Sam in the booth. You got us?
What's up, boys?
Well, your race was up and down and kind of all over the place. Got caught into a couple incidents, but man, at the end you're right there, especially after that wreck between Ronnie and Dakota. Man, I don't know how you felt, but it seemed like at the end there, your eyes might have lit up a little bit, going, "Oh man, I got a chance."
Yeah, that was a very up and down race. I was talking to Kinder and them in the chat before the race or during practice. I'm like, I'm gonna do my usual thing. I'm gonna suck at qualifying because I can't hot lap. Then I'm gonna end up in the top 5, and that's what's gonna happen. And they all laughed at me. They're like, "Yeah, that's gonna happen." And then I got up to top 5. And then I actually had to, under one of the cautions, I had to unplug something from my computer, so I had to get up from my rig, and that's why I dropped all the way back to where I did. And then somehow found myself back up front again. And yeah, when Dakota and Ronnie spun each other, whatever, in turn 1, I'm like, oh, I got a chance. I might actually win something here tonight. But just cautions were the, benefactor for Warren and Kinder tonight. So.
Well, hey, Matt, this is Sam up in the booth. Good run for you. How'd you manage to keep that car clean tonight? And how those older tires feel about holding off Griffith and Osmer back there? At the end.
Yeah, we don't. That's the thing is, like, even though they were 35 lap old tires by the end of the race, we didn't really run enough green flag laps to really hinder them a whole lot. And those cars honestly are more about how you get. These cars seem to be more about how you get back on the throttle versus, actually saving them or over driving the steering wheel or something like that. It's mainly just knowing when to get off, when to brake, and when to get back on it. And basically the car will just steer itself for the most part.
Well, all right, man. Well, hey, a great finish there. You got any shout outs, any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, it's just my mom and dad. I'm sure they're both watching, and anybody else. Thank you guys for the broadcast, Sam. Awesome to see you up here in the booth tonight. That was a nice addition to it. But yeah, that's
Thank
about
you.
it.
All right, man. Well, we'll see you next week.
Yep, thank you, Sam.
Well, all right. Well, let's bring the man of the hour, Jason Warren. Jason Warren, this Eddie and Sam in the booth. You got us?
What's going on, fellas?
Damn, dude, that's what I'm talking about. Congratulations, Jason. You joined 5 minutes before the session. The qualifying gets started. You start in the very back, and you drive your ass all the way up to the front, and you win the damn thing, man. Talk to me about your race. You're my pick to win, by the way, so I just want to just brag a little bit. And so I just, man, that was fantastic. Talk about your race, man. How'd you get it done tonight? All right, man. You got any sponsors? Anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, I'd like to thank SPM. There's my super late model team. They're great. I'd like to thank you guys. Y'all do such a great job in the broadcast. I know a lot of these races are there have been a little caution filled or whatnot, but I like watching them back, seeing the throwback commercials. It brings me back to my childhood. It's really awesome. Yeah, that's about it. Like, thank Oswald, all the guys over at BDE. Thank Kinder. Kinder was going to get me the last lap. He pit for right sides, but the caution came out, and that's just the way the cookie crumbled.
Well, all right, man. Well, hey, look, I'm just happy that you had a good finish. I was gonna be happy if you finished third because you just had some bad luck and end up, wrecking, getting caught up in shit. And so, man, to see you finish, but also get the win tonight, man, I'm pretty thrilled. So I'm happy for you. Hate to say I'm a little biased, but I definitely want you to get the win. So congratulations again, man. Go celebrate, and hopefully you can go for 2 in a row next week.
I appreciate it, my man. You guys take it easy.
See ya.
Oh,
Well, Sam, man, I'll tell you what, people are going to talk about the cautions and the wrecks and stuff. And honestly, I hate to be so negative because we saw some really, really good racing. And I tell you, the racing tonight was actually really fun to watch. I saw a lot of guys really hanging it out. And, I don't really have a whole lot to complain about.
No, like I said when we got started on the broadcast, these cars are really hard to drive. They're not like the modern day car with power steering and the great suspension, and it takes a little while to get used to. And the racing gets a little better every week. These guys are getting used to the cars, and people like me who jumped out of the car because I don't have enough time to practice it, and I would rather be up here in the booth with you. It was a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, it definitely does feel a whole lot more fun up here. Well, man, another great race, man. This Goatlocker series is just been a fantastic uh, series so far. Just been some growing pains and with some bigger fields and stuff and inexperienced drivers. That stuff's gonna happen. But I tell you what, it just like last season, it just gets better and better as we go through the field or through the season. And I think that's exactly what's going on. So, man, a fantastic race. I'm super happy and super proud. There was a lot of drama, a lot of stuff for us to talk about. And definitely want to appreciate you for jumping up here in the booth. It's infinitely easier with you up in here. I tell you, it makes all the difference in the world. So definitely appreciate you jumping on board. Hopefully you come back next week because I definitely enjoyed it. So.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna keep coming back as long as I'm welcome. And I got to give a big pat on the back to you too because this series was not quite as big last season, but produced some great racing, and it brought a lot of new guys into the original Rebels Racing League just specifically to race in this league. And we've seen it through the start of the season with the new guys coming in going, well, this is a little bit more than I bargained for, but they're getting better at it, and I think it'll keep getting better. And as this league goes forward, it's a compliment to you for putting it together, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I sure appreciate that. Well, let's go through the final results. I don't really use a results page
I
But
had one.
we'll go through it real quick. Jason Warren, Matt Telder, Garrett Kander, we swapped them back and forth. William Griffith, Ronnie Osmer, your top 5. Cindy Taylor, Daniel Cunningham, Andy Kurtz, Ryan Pendleton, and Josh Oswald, your top 10. Going 11th is Keith King Taylor. 12th, Brandon Wallace. Aaron Sayer finishes 13th. Didn't talk about him that much, but had a quiet run up to 13th. That's a good finish.
He did.
Vernon Reese, 14th. Alex Veith, a great finish in 15th. Steve Loving, probably a little disappointed. He was a pinball tonight. Finishes 16th. Matt Clement
on the lead lap.
Yeah. He stuck with it and made it happen. So, 17th, Matt Clement. Steven Gibson finishes 18th. Travis Bieber 19th. Todd Schott 20th. Jared Reed disappointing there at the end 21st. Tyler Rice 22nd. Jonathan Cofield 23rd. Ray Page 24th. Dakota Camper, another disappointing finish for him. After fighting for the lead there as him and his teammate Ronnie Osmer get collected together. He finishes 25th. Phil Hitman Monzo finishes 26th. Gene Watkinson, Mean Gene, finishes 27th. Mike Hasty finished 28th. Mike Steffen 29th. Dave Jones 30th. Patrick Drabick 31st. Hemi Garardini 32nd. Jonah Colbert 33rd. And Mickey Isaac 34th. So that's your field tonight. Like I said, another great race. I want to thank our sponsors, Goatlocker, Jamie, Pat. Pat specifically is a huge part of this series. I got to give him a lot of props for being such a big part, and all the work that they do for Veterans 48, their own Goatlocker series that is very successful. Just a lot of success coming out of that camp. A lot of good work, and so we definitely want to thank them for being a part of the series. Valvoline, of course, and Flexible Freight Solutions, and all of our other sponsors who come on board that we talk about. Mr. Irrelevant, I don't know who to give that to. I always hate to give that out, but we would definitely want to at least throw it up on the. We'll have to rename this award, I think. I just don't like it. So,
well, I guess since we didn't talk about Aaron Sayre very much tonight, we can give him an award.
Okay. Well, if that's your award, we'll give Aaron Sayre the Mr. Irrelevant Award brought to you by Cebulski Window Tinting. So there's your Mr. Irrelevant Award. So, man, I tell you, it's so much fun. Do that. I want to thank all the admins that put this series on, all the drivers that come in, and like we said, a tough car. Really hard to keep it together all the time, and damn it if it just put on some great racing tonight with a very exciting finish. So another good week. We'll pull up the schedule real quick and headed to Pocono next week. That'll be interesting to see how that plays. Yeah. So we'll have some fun at the Tricky Triangle, and that'll be next week, next Monday night. So come on out if you're watching. Come on out and support us. We want to thank all our people in chat that were supporting us. Kevin Kinder, Kai Shepard, Jonah Colbert, Hemi Giardini jumped in after his incidents. Ratchet Miller, Kevin Kinder, if I didn't say him already, we'll make sure I get him in there twice. Make sure Steve McDonald was there for a while. So if you're watching in chat, man, thank y'all very much. Make sure you say something in chat. That way we know you're there. We'll shout you out, and we sure appreciate y'all's support as we get ready to go next week. So, Sam, you got any lasting thoughts or whatever?
A lot of fun tonight. Going to be a lot of fun next week with 3 totally different turns in a car that don't like to turn. That's going to be a lot of fun. But it's going to be fun hanging out with you up here in the booth and all the guys we got chiming in on chat. And thank everybody for watching Rebels Racing Network.
That's right. Rebel Racing Network. I'm Eddie Smith. This is Sam Wetstein. And we will see you next week at Pocono.